3, 2, 1 again. Ready? Oh, you're cool.
All right.
What do you want to do?
I mean, I'm happy to do it.
Oh, make a decision. Yeah, you can do it.
All right.
I'll do another whip, bro. Hey, Barry. Big one. Yeah. 1 for 5, 3 for 10. I've got a bucket, my fucking money for it. Also on 50 on the balcony. Cut it quick. Yeah, my bloody work this morning. That's chocolate at 6 a.m. Any raffle tickets, folks? Any raffle tickets? 1 for 5.
I loved it. I was like looking for those.
Ready? The day for it, yeah.
Good afternoon and welcome to Payneham Oval. We are here for the big Division 1 clash between Payneham, of course, and the Brighton Bombers. I'm Beck Northcott. With me here I've got Jack Moore. Welcome, Jack.
What a great day it is, Beck. It's shaping up to be an interesting encounter. Payneham, of course, come in 4th, but their wins and losses, 7 wins, 6 losses. So it's not a team that is clear above the top 5, but they're threatening for that 3rd spot as well. Porto in that 3rd spot at the moment, and they sit there with 7 wins, 5 losses, and that draw just make sure their heads above water in 3rd. But Golden Grove in 5th have found some form. Broadview and Prince Alfred 6th and 7th, only 2 wins behind Payneham, while Brighton are in 9th, but they're just 1 win away from 8th to get out of that relegation zone, and a win and a half away from 6th, and only a few wins. If they get a few on the trot, they could make a late push for the top 5. So a very close division, perfect conditions, and it should be a great game.
It should be, and yeah, very sort of tight in that midsection. We've obviously got Glenunga and Shock sort of pushing away a bit from the rest of the group, but a lot to play for both teams, I think. I've seen some really good footy from Brighton this year in patches, and probably doesn't reflect where they actually sit on the ladder. Last week, Payneham were a little bit unconvincing in their first half against St. Peter's. They managed to pull away in the second half. So, you know, 2 teams who can be a little bit up and down perhaps. So maybe anything could happen today.
Indeed, very correct. For Brighton, we were having a chat with Brett Backwell prior to this game, and he's just looking for a 4-quarter effort with all their players playing at their peak. Obviously, it's very hard in Div 1 footy, but looking at their results, they've had 6 games decided by 20 points or less, and that's been against Princes, Shock, against Broadview, Golden Grove, and against this opponent, Payneham. They lost by 20, so some pretty quality teams there, and their other 3 losses have only been by 31 and 33, both going down to the Rams, who sit in top spot undefeated, and Shock by 42. Their wins have come by 1.3 points. They've beaten Prince Alfred a couple of times as well. Well, yeah, as you mentioned, for Payneham, they've been involved in quite a few close wins as well. They beat Golden Grove by 7, Port by 4, Spock by 11, Gullies by 14. This team they're facing again today, Brighton by 20. They've had a few close losses too. They've lost to Shock by 4, Broadview by 7, Spock 11, and Shock 22. So these 2 teams love a close one.
They do, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of footy comes out of these teams today. Last time they played a bit of a shootout, 18 goals to 14, you know, big scores. Whereas, you know, probably recently come off, you know, those sort of tighter games, both teams not scoring as much. When we were talking to Brett, he said, you know, they probably aim for games like that sometimes, you know, keep it short, keep it tight, you know, those sort of smaller margin games. So, yeah, will we see the big shootout of round 5 or will we see a closer affair?
Yes, in round 5, as you mentioned, Payneham 121 took care of Brighton 101, and Rivers kicked 3 for Brighton. He's been instrumental up forward for them this season. Tarker also added 3, 2 to Ricky O'Loughlin, John Cock and Wellsby, while for Payneham, Hodges kicked 5 on that occasion. Wagner added 4, and we see that Hodges is in the lineup, of course. He's kicked 18 goals on the season. Wagner with 22, their top goal scorers. And as we look at the other key players, influential players on both sides, Matty Nunn, you can't go past him for Payneham. All the Sandford experience, 109 senior games for Norwood, and played a couple of rep games for the Sandford. He's been in their best 11 of his 12 games. Brad McKenzie, what a recruit he's been. He's played 49 games in the VFL for North Ballarat, back when they were in existence. Werribee as well, and 81 games for Norwood as well. Well, on the Brighton side of things, their top 8 or 9 players are quality players. They just need a 4-quarter effort. Will Rivers had some experience with Adelaide in the Sandford and Hathaway as well, while their captain Otis Carthy is always in the best, and of course Jake Targer, who spent a season at Geelong in the VFL, and of course South kicking 75 goals in his 50 games there. He's got 18 goals on the season.
Yeah, look, there's plenty to like about both teams. As you kind of touched on, it might be a little bit of a depth issue for Brighton. Like I said, they've got that talent right up the top there as well, and if they get Seagal firing as well, I think he brings a lot to the Brighton team as well. But as I was at the Payneham game last week, and I said, you know, it looked a bit flat in the first half, but then as soon as they turned it on, looked like a completely different team. So I think a lot of this will be on whatever pressure comes from Brighton very early in this game.
It's a large ground here at Payneham. The conditions, as I mentioned, pretty perfect, but whenever they've been at home, they've been up and down. They kicked 17 goals in round 1 at home at Payneham, then only 9 against Gullies in round 3, only 8. They were very miss-heavy, I guess you could say, very inaccurate, 17 behinds on that occasion, then 7-21 in round 6 when they were back home against Glenunga, held to 6 goals and 4 goals round 11. So being their home deck, only one occasion have they kicked over 90 points.
I'm liking these facts that you're bringing to me right now, Jack. Very interesting. And speaking of being at home, the ground looked in fairly good nick, apart from obviously that sort of central corridor area, which I saw last week at St. Peter's as well, and it kind of, you know, stopped teams from using the corridor. They all had to go around the boundaries. So I'll be interested to see if at home maybe they're sort of brave enough to still take it on, or if they will just avoid that as well. But it looks like we're going to have a dry day here. A little bit chilly, a little bit breezy, but apart from that, I don't think you can complain for a winter sport.
So Brighton coming off a 10-point loss to Shock last week in not exactly wet conditions, but Brighton Oval was a bit of a mess last week, so they were
I can
pretty
imagine.
lucky. 4-3 encounter, so we're hoping for a better game this afternoon. That middle of the ground, not too wide, the pitch area, big wide expansive flanks here at Payneham, so the wingers might get a bit of the ball this afternoon. And Payneham, as you mentioned, Beck, coming off a comprehensive 32-point win, but it wasn't as easy as the score suggests last week at Cater Oval against St. Peter's. They were only, they trailed by 4 points at half-time. So umpire Rob Kane, the middle of the ground here at Payneham Oval, he's joined by Frank Manicus, holds the ball aloft, and on filming footy, here's Beck Northcott.
We're ready to go here, of course, for this round 14 clash. We're still stuck in the mud pit for now. Just get those Guernseys nice and dirty early, and we're going to go straight into another stoppage.
Coaches, of course, Brett Backwell for Brighton, former JJ Liston trophy winner, Magarey medal winner, of course, and Jeremy Steeny as well, first season as Payneham head coach.
So it looks like we're having Farquhar and Kelly facing off in the middle straight away, inside 50 for Brighton, and it's to Tom Wellesley, who we know very well as a big target for Brighton. Called him a few weeks ago at Glenunga, where he took one of the all-time grabs over Abe Davis. You've seen that going around on the socials, but he's a very solid kick, and he's good from distance as well.
kicked a bag of 7 against the Rams
Yes.
on that occasion. Has a bag of 4 and 2 and a few other games where he's kicked 1.
So, first shot here for Wellesby, right on the paint there on the 50. Kick looks good for distance. As I said, he is very long kick, but just goes through 4 behind. So first scores to Brighton here in the first minute of the game, 1.2. Payneham yet to score.
And that's on the Sportal Harms scoreboard here at Payneham Oval. Jack Moore and Beck Northcott, Saturday afternoon Div 1 Adelaide Footy League. As Payneham look to bring it out of half back, and the kick smothered by Wellesby, always active. He's a busy beaver. Picked up by Dixon, slung inside 50, overcooked, and rushed through. And Mac Haynes. Sportal Harms scoreboard, 2 behinds. They double their lead. The Bombers on the back flank here is Christiansik. Short kick, barely 15, doesn't matter. Plays on anyway. Up the line, Hodges was the target. Couldn't get it, nicely punched over the back, incisive. Ran into a roadblock. And Matty Nunn's not getting out of that. Brighton with their tackling aggressiveness earlier. Lachlan Johncock's got to do a bit of work to keep that in. Does, it came out. Looked to run through him, and probably the right thing to try to get the ball moving, but another overcooked kick from the Hawks. It was punched out in the tackle. Here's Ricky. He follows up and absolutely moons it.
Ricky, what are you doing?
Came down with ice on that one. Out of bounds, no score. So early stages, 2.5 gone thanks to filming footy on the Harns scoreboard. It's Bombers by 2 points.
And good forward pressure here by the Bombers, and here it goes again. Lachlan Johncock. The tackle's right on here. I don't know what's going on with kind of the defensive exit here for Payneham at the moment, but they are under pressure every single time.
It's not much of a breeze, it's more swirly than anything, any kind of definite direction.
The tap comes down, Payneham's advantage. Just trying to push it forward. Just sort of struggling with the skills a little bit. They're getting a little bit fumbly. Campbell's trying to get involved for Payneham. Couldn't take it cleanly. No one can take it cleanly at the moment. Push far out onto the wing. Sitting underneath it there was Murphy. Couldn't quite get hands to it. It's all Brighton at the moment. Seem to just be working that little bit harder. They try to go again out the back into the centre. There's that corridor I was talking about. But that is a push in the back. So it'll be very much set in the corridor.
They got lucky there. The kick was overcooked and the Payneham defender just committed and gave away the free.
Yeah, a lot of overcooking going on here. Back inside 50, looking between sort of Wellesby and Tarker there with Brighton. No clear targeting in the end. Back into that mud pit.
Look at Perry, he's already covered in it.
Perry is just absolutely wearing Payneham over at the moment. Throws it on the left. That is a beautiful kick. And for Higgins. Finds him. Higgins thinks he's outside of his range, so just goes a little bit inboard, and that's a beautiful kick to Will Rivers and a smart decision.
This man, you don't want to let him get off the leash early for the Hawks. He's a very dangerous man. 22 goals on the season. Top 10 in the league goal kicking, and as I mentioned pre-game, he kicked 47 goals for Padthaway and spent a season at the Crows in the Sandful. So he's got the talent, got the experience. This would be an ideal start. The ball's pretty much lived in the forward half of the Bombers.
It has, and Rivers, I think it'd be one of those, magnets on the board for Payneham. Watch out for him today. Already having his first shot at goal, basically directly in front, but it's going to drift to the right-hand side. So 3 points to start this game for the Bombers, and look, they really could have blazed the way here, Jack, if even a couple of those were goals. Spot
on, Beck. Well observed. And not much wind, as I said, and that kick was pretty much directly in front. So do better next time, Rivers. Sport off scoreboard. 3 points the margin. All misses for Bombers. They need to take their chances early, otherwise Payneham can storm home, like Becky mentioned in the pre-game last week you saw against Spock.
Yeah, and I think that was the issue for Spock. That it was actually very similar to this. They held the ball in their forward half, really dominated the entries, and just did not put the scoreboard pressure on, end up getting run over.
Sun's glistening here at Payneham, and the ruckmen go to work. Let's see what the umpire decides here. That's Ruck Lotto. Free kick, and interesting battle in the ruck. We'll keep an eye on that. Looks like Jed Farquhar is in for his second game. Played some Resi's footy for the Bays. It's a long effort, and he's up against Kelly in that ruck contest, so Drifting forward now as Kelly just to add a bit of pressure behind the ball. Ball's about 30 metres behind him. Tries the dodge step. That'll flirt with the boundary and the boundary umpire chance to stretch those arm muscles. And Blakey Higgins will take it. A bit too far out to score.
Rough angle too.
Kick, yeah. Wouldn't want to kick from there. He's going to set it up top of the goal square. Not too far, so Payneham can rush it in the hands of Timmy Dix. He's got it, Timmy Dixon. Big TD. You can tell who it is without seeing his number because those socks are always pulled up, Beck. He'll line up from 20 out.
I respect a man with socks up. As a socks up operator myself, just really big fan. And you know, you got to be brave to wear your socks up in this day and age. Actually,
Timmy D bringing it back into fashion, and Beck Northcott.
Yeah, of
former Jindalee Junior. Points if you can let me know where that is, Beck.
No.
In Brisbane,
zero.
up in the Sunshine State. Had a couple of games at Port and the Sandful, and Brighton are going to maybe come to rue these misses. Sportle and the Hahn Ultra Zero Carb scoreboard. Great taste. How good on the scoreboard. It's 4 behinds to zip. And Payneham I haven't had an inside 50 yet as they try to bring it out of their back half.
Yeah, I'm saying no to the inside 50s. Of course, you know, you can access your Dartfish stats to check on any of these things, but I don't think we even need them at this moment to know that they have not had any inside 50s, as it goes straight back inside 50 for the Bombers, and this time it's with Jake Tarker, another player we know can fire in front of goal.
He's the head of their spear, isn't he, Jakey Tarker? 41 goals in his 24 games, good for just under a couple of goals. Kicked 267 goals in 167 games at Encounter Bay. He's from that part of the world.
Now look, I'd take that record. I'd be happy with that. So Tarker, can he put one through the middle? The Bombers really need one here. Doesn't look like it. Wellesby tried to go up in the contest but ends up being rushed, and that is behind number 5 for the Bombers, one short of a goal.
Talking the pre-game how the Hawks have been pretty inaccurate. It might be a Payneham Oval thing. Something to do with the dimensions here.
Maybe so. So long down the line this time for Payneham. One-on-one contest, no mark taken. Again, it's the Bombers mopping it up, and it just feels like they're doing all the hard work at the moment. Campbell still comes out. How was he able to get his hands free there? Will they get their first inside 50 here, Payneham? It looks like it. Over the top, looking for Rahui. He kicked a really nice goal last week, and that's a beautiful kick straight out in front. We can hear the Payneham fans say, that's better, that's more like it, and it certainly is. So their first real shot on goal will come through Jack Hodges.
Yeah, Jack, that ball movement from Payneham, just the first time they've been able to find a couple of free targets. Hodges in the red and black boots will kick from directly in front, about 40 out. He's got 18 goals, their second leading goal scorer on the season.
Chance to really make the Bombers pay here by putting it straight through the middle, and he has done. He just says to the Bombers, that's how you do it with one kick. You don't need to do it in 6. So first goal of the game to Jack Hodges. Payneham 1 goal straight, 6. Now leading the Bombers 5 straight behind.
Broadview and Payneham Junior played in the under-18 grand final for North in the Sandford underage comp in 2022 and played 13 games in the Rezzies for the Roosters. Cock-a-doodle-doo. On the board, that's what the fans are saying here. Ladies' Day, of course, here at Payneham. Good contingent off to our right-hand side. The marquee is packed. As you said, Beck, 5 behinds to 5 scoring shots to 1, and Payneham have the lead. And apart from a couple of those set shots for Brighton, they haven't been hard kicks to convert and stuck in the mud. The pigs go at it. See if they can chuck it out of there. Goodness gracious, it's a day for it's a spot for pigs, but the day is beautiful.
It is.
Maybe it's love and life in there. The on-ballers go at it again. Here's Lane trying to get it free. It's crisp and delicious little handball out to Ricky. Inside 50, the defenders are stalking this footy, but no one can pick it up. They run past it. Wellesby bats it out. Rugby union style out of that scrum. Took him on in the tackle, and here's Fitty Bennett winning the free kick. The Hawthorn Junior. I'm sure you can tell me where that is.
Yes,
Yeah.
just outside of Melbourne areas.
Oh, true, but Hawthorn in the Yarra District League.
Sorry.
In Victoria, Bennett Jr. there, but I can see all your mind on it. Spence coming out of half back. It's a lovely kick and a sharp mark for Jackson Martin, BJM. As Payneham look to move it down the outer wing, an incisive effort and a strong contested mark for Captain Nye.
Good hands.
59 games for North, 18's Rezzies, moves it on quickly. Giannini just bit off a bit more. Perfect little tackle. It's a great executed tackle by Carthy. Just tried to wrap the arms around the midriff and not go high. He did. Boundary throw in, out of side. We've played 11 and a half, and Payneham have a 1 point lead on the Sportle. And Hahn scoreboard.
Boundary throw in just outside the Payneham 50. Can they go back inside and make the Bombers pay? Ball spills out of the contest. Umpire says holding the ball, had the best view of it. So Brighton in possession now. Looks to go long down the line. Thought better of it. I think it's going to end up down there anyway. It is. No, it's not, because it's smothered on the mark. Now this is the kind of desperation that we've been seeing from Brighton earlier in this quarter. Now it's coming back the way of Payneham.
Yeah, a bit lucky Dixon just dropped the ball on the ground. Could have been 25.
You don't want to be making those mistakes. Oh, almost a little bit of a Bianco moment there. Spence gets the quick kick out top of the goal square. Looking on top of it is Higgins. Doesn't rush it. Here go Brighton coming out to the commentary side, which we like. Finlay Bennett. That's a great kick. Now over the top, all on his own, Jake Tarker. Who is on him is correct. Got a paddock in front of him, just wheels it on the left, goes a little bit more central, didn't quite get it into the hands, played for the free there, so the umpire said you're not having it, so working it out 50, Minavini. Now they go through that corridor, through the mud pit they go, Rahui. We've seen his kicks inside 50, been very bang on so far. Now here they go, looking for Campbell, 3 versus 3 in a 1-on-1.
How's that sweep from Payneham? We've seen it a few times now. I think Brighton can count themselves very unlucky to not win a free kick on the edge of their 50. Head over the footy, and he was taken high. The umpire was 3 metres away, so we'll give him the credit. Had a perfect view on it. All of a sudden, 20 around from Paynham's goal.
Yeah, I think maybe just tried to put a little bit of mail on it, and so the umpire just said no thanks, even though it probably was there. Probably just needed to keep playing, but Payneham looks to go again. But no, Bennett says I'll have it. Wheels around, it's got Wellesby there. Wellesby takes a nice chest mark, takes the bounce. Here goes Wellesby, a little bit of a ground ball dribble kick, and he's missed a lot, goodness me. Probably just a real case of more of the same here from Brighton, just wasting their chances in front of goal.
I think Jeremy Seeney in the coach's box might have pressed the sprinkler button there. Popped up in front of Wellesby and he went down. Right at the crucial moment, away. Didn't even score in the end, so Payneham will bring it back to the middle to the captain Nye. They've looked to use the outer wing, they've done it pretty well. That last little passage of play, they missed the target and it came back over their head. Boward chases after it, beaten to it. And the boundary umpire on the far side again. We'll get a chance to stretch those arms out. We've played 14 and a half gone. Sportle Hahn scoreboard. Filming footy stream thanks to Dartfish. Or the Div 1 games live now. You can pop along there, but come back. This looks like a pretty intriguing encounter. Lachlan Johncock, just a half tackle. Tried hard not to give away the free. Goes after it now. He's one of their talents. If he gets off the chain, look out. There he is, lunging after him. Didn't quite get him, so Payneham at the back. They take the back door and they move it inside to about 50 out. Umpire seen a downfield free. He was taken after. It'll be a set shot on goal. 48 out. Beck get the binoculars up. Not sure if you can tell who that is. Just moves it on. That was a interesting kick. Probably within his distance, Matty Nunn. All that experience. But through all this footy, the leg might be a little bit tired. Not calling him old by any means. He's a massive chance to win the Div 1 medal, of course. On between the posts, you can see those votes, of course, with Tom Javor on the Adelaide Footy League Facebook page. Here's Segal. It's a dangerous kick, living up to his name. His dad's Steven Seagal. No. Put that one away for the day, Jack.
I know, I liked it.
Little kick to kick, Oz kick style on this near side, moving it through hands. Nunn comes up to meet it. He's always there when they need a cool head. Finds Tommy Wagner. He drifts it across, just says to Shirley, mate, you haven't done enough running yet. Run onto that one. He gets it, picks it up, looping handball, as much as a kick would have got him, and finds Jed Spence. Next one's the damaging one. Gee, Carthy flew for it. Didn't get anything. Ball or man. Picked up by Dixon, plays traffic cop and directs it out to the outer side, and Payneham will bring it back inside 50. Spence drifts into a mark.
Ooh.
An umpire very smart not to pay 25 there, because the kick, she was just a little bit miscalculated, but Spence in the long sleeves made it his. Looking to play on. Went about 3 or 4 times with the fake. Sits it up. Oh, just in front. Lovely hand to get it out the back. It was Jackson Martin, I think, coming at it. Ball up. On the edge of their scoring line. Umpire Rob Kane in a hat. Trusty hat. Always good for a redhead to wear that hat.
Well, it's a bit glary out there today, actually.
Love Rob Kane, quality umpire. Kick didn't go 15. Trouble now, Catalano. That's a beautiful tackle, but it comes out. Arm straight up. No free kick, and moving it back, Mackenzie, the boom recruit for the Hawks this year. Here he is following up. He'll kick from about 50. Just cuts it back inside. Dixon's gone back now, and the mark was taken on the last line, or pretty close to it.
I'll call that the last line.
And the Bombers, it's been the first 5 or 6 minutes were all in their half, and now it's all Payneham as Venning brings it out of full back.
Yeah, and you've got to work hard for goals in this game, but Brighton really should have one on the board at this point. 5 or even 6 opportunities to count that Wellesby one that missed everything, just haven't been able to capitalise, and you can kind of feel, I think, Payneham getting back into this game now, getting themselves back on top. That's where they're dangerous. They just work their way back in. Here they go again, Payneham, from no inside 50s to bulk one. Spence just launches it, but just drifts to the left-hand side. Now, if you've noticed that Spence is moving very well, I think it's because he spent the last week walking around in a pair of Archies. As the turnover comes, Payneham, they're going to make Brighton pay straight through the middle. Just catch up on who turned that over and got that through. I think it was Christianzig. So, goal in there against the grain, really, to Christianzig, and giving back Brighton a bit of a taste of their own medicine. We talked earlier about the forward pressure from Brighton. There were so many turnovers, and same thing, just real good forward pressure from Payneham, but they've been able to turn it into a goal.
12th goal, 14th game for Joey Christianzig. Sportal scoreboard 2-1-13. Bombers 5 behinds. Coming back to Roo there, inaccurate start. Payneham Oval, Saturday afternoon footy, about to tick into time on. 19 gone. On the Archie's clock. Moving out of the muck. Will gain about 45 metres. Looks to take possession. Hassling Warner. Nice and crisp. Takes his strike and moves it inside 50. Kick came from Bennett. Had a bit of a hot start. Been around it. Lachlan Johncock's always there. Tarka dangerous. Drop mark. Pressure coming. Wellesby. If his goal kicking doesn't get you, the pressure will. A bit over egregious there. Gives away the free at full back.
Held on a bit long there.
Catalano can breathe out. Coming across Ricky Lachlan Johncock, but the kick is way out in front of Haynes. He takes it. Observes the options like a bird watcher. Moves it towards a flying Seagal. Wasn't the intended target. Already dirty is Curtis Perry. There's a couple of them out there already. You can tell the on-ballers today from the rest. They're going to have a little bit of brown muck on their jerseys. This one might be a little bit too far out. Umpire set the mark for Finn Bennett to try to set it up. And he does neither. Kicks it right to that spectator. Hits the black post, the netting post there on the full, and out of bounds yet again. So Brighton's inside 50s have been up, but their accuracy has been down. 21 gone. Payneham 2-1-13. Bombers 5 behinds. Adelaide Footy League, thanks to Archie's and Filming Footy.
Just case of missed opportunities for the Bombers. They're going to come back to bite them, it just may. Trying to go down the far side wing now is Payneham. Maybe that pressure's coming back here now from the Bombers. They need to do something here, a little bit of a lift. Stoppage, be about 55 metres out from the Brighton goal. Far side. Getting first hands to it was Farquhar, but the ball ends up spilling out over the line again. No movement to speak of, so throw-in will come again. Umpire just lobbed it in. Farquhar getting hands to it again. Looking down to it was Murphy. Here they go, the Bombers. Inside 50, O'Loughlin Johncock, there he is.
Dangerous.
He is, and he's always around it. You can't give him any space.
Looking back on that round 5, Ricky O'Loughlin Johncock named best for Bombers. So it's a match-up he likes, just plays well against this opposition. 18 goals to 14, but the first quarter in that game, only 3-1. So we could still have a high-scoring encounter, but see if the Bombers can get their first in.
O'Loughlin Johncock leans back into it. Now that is more like it from the Brighton Bombers. All it took was a beautiful kick from Ricky O'Loughlin Johncock. So the Bombers 1-5-11, doing it the hard way against Payneham at 2-1-13.
If there ever was a reward for effort, that was it right there. Because the Bombers have been marginally better in this opening quarter. They dominated the first little bit. Payneham pulled the arm wrestle back, and they were so deadly in front of goal. Kicked their 2 goals, couple of other chances that Brighton did well to hold up in their back 50. O'Loughlin Johncock on the board. Played some footy at Edwardstown 2020 and 2021 since then. 51 games for the Bombers, played his 50th a couple of weeks ago. So 23 gone, 3-goal quarter, might not be much over this. So he shakes out of the tackle. Tackle effort came from Sparkle. But Lang came out, so he's pushed forward again. The ultimate swingman is Timmy Dixon. Moves it up to a 1-on-1. Golden fist from behind came from Dodson. Shapes it out, and there he is, Timmy Dixon. He's a magnet that Brett Backwell likes to shift around.
Well, I'm still recovering from that punch. As a defender myself, I just love a good spoil.
That's a delicious one, isn't it? It's just coming your way at the back, and Brighton get their hands on it. No. None. He pops up when you need him. We've said that a couple of times now. Sparkle on the outer side. Oh, it's a sword. Yeah. Not sure about that. It's a Bianco nominee.
Very nice.
Bianco Mark of the Day, Mark of the Week nominee. Warner bangs it inside 50. Can Brighton get a second here off hands? Payneham could do well to rush it in. Oh, the tackle from Bennett won't allow that. Metre out. And the Bombers have just refueled for this last little bit.
You're right there. They should have just rushed it, Payneham. They just sent it over.
Not the AFL. You can do that. Try and take it out of the ruck and snap it out. The bodies are everywhere in there. It's a bit of a hot mess. 24 gone. Timekeeper with their finger hovering over that siren button. Not sure how much time's left. Can Brighton take advantage of it? Winning it down. Wellesley went up in the ruck, and the tough tackles go in everywhere. Held in there. Ball up.
I don't think it's going to get out. Look at the numbers around the ball right now, Jake.
Need a bit of a miracle. Someone to come through like Ben Keys last week. Oh, the don't argue from Scotty Nerlich, bending it back. His body was perpendicular to the goal. Would have been a miracle from there. Out of bounds. 25 gone. Payneham with a 2-point lead as we approach quarter time on the Hahn and Sportal scoreboard.
Ticking down the seconds in this first term here. Brighton with majority of the possession, but only 1 goal to speak of. We're back inside 50, and there's the siren. Oh, I could have had a shot at it there, but much too late. And probably, I don't know, I think the scoring in this game kind of speaks to Brighton's season. They've had all of the ball, they've had all of the chances and just haven't been able to quite convert, and it's probably similar to how their season's gone.
Just had an insight to a spectator who's just suggested if we want some more excitement to go and commentate a guy painting his fence across the road.
Well,
but I would argue that quarter, even though low scoring, error ridden, it was still exciting because there's two teams here who really want for different reasons.
Yes.
Brighton want the win to just get out of that relegation zone, and Payneham, you can see them pushing for that third spot, and Beck, you're spot on. First team to sharpen it up are going to run away with this.
Oh, definitely. And it's very, very much up for grabs here. Like, as you said, so much to play for different reasons. Brighton, I think, almost just need to win this for themselves, I think. Like you said, they've been in so many games this year, really close encounters. They haven't been able to quite finish it off. I think they just could almost prove it to themselves.
They got a pretty friendly run home, the Bombers, and this might be a step on their survival journey. Payneham looking for that third spot. Quarter time, we'll step away and come back with this second term, and at quarter time, it's a narrow margin on Filming Footy Saturday afternoon, thanks to Dartfish and Archie's, Sportal, Farmers Leap, and of course Sports Interactive. So half time here, and it's Payneham by 24, 5-6-36. Bombers 1-6-12. Half time break, thanks to Archie's Filming Footy and Sports Interactive. Back with the second half from Payneham Oval in a bit. So we know it's on. Got 18 viewers. Hello to all of you people.
No, but who's the other goal scorer? I think I missed one. For Payneham. Hodges, Lindsay. Oh, Rafui.
Yeah, you called that one.
Yeah, no, I just... Losing the plot.
Taj Ratatouille.
He kicked a good one last
Good
week
move,
as
that.
well.
Did he? 17. Ratatouille. Rakui.
Radicalia.
He wasn't he good last night?
He was a beast.
Up forward.
He was actually a beast.
Who would have thought playing it forward up forward would work? Alright, let's go.
Yep.
Ken, you genius.
Ken. Oh, Ken. Div 1 footy, welcome back. Half time, and the players are getting out of their position here at Norwood. Payneham Oval, I should say. Payneham Norwood Union. And the Hawks in their huddle, Brighton getting out there. So Brett Backwell must have fired them up. The goalless second quarter. They're down by 24 points. And we apologise for our sound issues in the second quarter.
Technical difficulty.
We understand that the audio wasn't coming through, but we're back up and we'll have zero interruptions, crystal clear here on Filming Footy for the second half. Thanks to Sports Interactive, the Div 1 Adelaide Footy League. Every game streamed live every week here on YouTube. Scoreboard sponsor Sportal and Han Ultra Zero Carb. How good? Filming Footy, Google Filming Footy for all your footy stats. Dartfish for your video solutions. Just Google Dartfish, have a read after the game. See how awesome they are. Farmers Leap, the Coach of the Week sponsor. Grab a bottle of Farmers Leap today. Best on ground thanks to Archie's Elite Comfort for your feet. Our snag of the day, still on the lookout for that.
Off the grabs, I reckon.
Kilo of snags from Jag Meatworks. Goal of the week thanks to Born to Build. Mark of the week, of course, thanks to
Bianco.
Matty Gale's favourite company. And you can see all those, plus heaps more, plus Beck Northcott's expert women's footy wrap on Between the Posts. Monday night, Adelaide Footy League Facebook page, hosted by the man, the myth, the legend, Tommy Javor. All right, second half about to get underway. Payneham by 4 goals, Jack Moore and Beck Northcott.
Are we going to see something different from the Bombers this quarter? We get to see the ball comes out, just pops in front of O'Loughlin Johncock, having a bit of a one-on-one battle there. Ball pops out the front. Payneham trying to run away with it. That's Warner now for the Bombers. Lobs it in. Front of the contest, just drops down. Player out the back, just kicking it over his head is Dixon. But only as far as the defensive line. So now up to Payneham. Oh no, you can't kick it that close to Jakey Tarker. What were they thinking? They're playing around with it now. They're playing around with it too much. Oh, the Bombers. Oh, goodness me. That probably really sums up the Bombers' first half of footy for me, Jack.
Memo for Brighton, you're not Barcelona. You can't walk it in. Goodness, Tarker and whoever he handballed to, just kick the goal.
Oh, no.
Don't try to walk it in and, victim of their own demise there.
Oh, no. That hurts.
That's a massive turning point in this game. A minute and a half in would have been exactly what Brett Backwell would have written on that whiteboard. Go in the first few minutes. Can Payneham make them pay?
Yeah.
End to end, out of side. Tackling's been very elite. And it was a Payneham mistake. You called it beautifully. You can't kick it that close to Jakey Tarker and expect to be let off the hook. But Jeremy Cheney would have been breathing a sigh of relief. Up and down. Ruckman jump on their pogo stick and they're going to have to jump on it again. No, umpire lets them play. Warner. Now he's one that can rise up and give them some speed and some run. O'Loughlin Johncock starting at half forward. Perhaps just going to shake a bit of a midfield kind of tag. Here he is, chasing after it.
Oh!
Magnets for hands, Ricky. He's taken down by Spence. A tackling machine. 20 senior games at the Redlegs. Jed Spence. Another Massive recruit over the past 3 seasons here at Payneham, his junior club. They fight over it. Tarka's on the outside waiting for it. Tackle comes in from Jackson Martin. He's been one of their best today.
Oh, it's been very good, really good at pressure around the ball, and there, just that tackle was grit.
Came to Adelaide to play for North in the under-18s. Finds himself now at Payneham, Jackson Martin. First season here. He's hovering outside this, and the tackles are coming in again. Archie's tough tackle. I can't speak highly enough. Archie slides, I tell you what, and the thongs, I wear them daily. Google it, just buy one. Simple as that. Anyway, back to the footy. Payneham, move it down, kick towards where the umpire was, so it means it's going to be a bit of space for the target to run onto. They're going to get lucky, but none. No luck about that, just skill. Put it out in front of the direct opponent, and the kick forced the defender to concede the free kick.
Yeah, and just did really well there. That's where those kicks in the second quarter, Brighton weren't hitting those, whereas you see Payneham straight away go forward, they're hitting those kicks.
Mackenzie lurks around the back. He's picked up by Lachlan Johncock, so set shot coming up. Brighton should have had the first on the board. Tried to run it in. Goal umpire shifts around. Kick fell short. Mark should have been taken in all honesty. Moving across that, Jackson Martin in the vicinity.
He was there for the taking.
It's a ball up, danger mouse areas. Tapped clear by the ruckman, fresh in Farquhar for Brighton. Slung around. Looked dangerous, but in the end it really wasn't. It was a bit of a sling action, but the head didn't get driven into the ground, so Venning, an effective tackle. Ball up, 40 out, and just pushed it back out by about 20 metres. Fist from Farquhar. Out the back, moving out, taken as he kicked, Matty Nunn, up and down. Shift and switch, move on to that. Great tackle, ground level Campbell. Moving after it, Spence. They've cloned him at half time, Jed Spence. He's had a hot start to this quarter. Boundary throw in about 70 rounds from the Payneham goal. 24-point the margin on the Sportal scoreboard. We've played 4.5 minutes.
Good to see Matty Nunn just introducing himself to a few of the Brighton players. Maybe they didn't play last time, so that's good to see. Ball just comes out, touched over the line.
I don't know about you, I think Jack Hodges considered just tripping over into those tents down there.
Oh yeah, just
packed with ladies on Ladies' Day.
They really are enjoying the action at the moment. Ball comes back in. Nunn trying to get a hold of it. Couldn't. Spence just tackling well in the midst of the pack, and the ball's still like a magnet to that Ladies' Day tent.
Ladies are getting full value for money for their Ladies' Day ticket here at Payneham. Beautiful conditions. Come on down if you're in the area. 4-goal gap. Pretty competitive footy so far. Brighton playing to get out of the relegation zone, and Payneham playing for third spot.
They sure are. As the ball just gets slapped back down where it came from, making the boundary umpire work hard for it. You see Lachlan Johncock just lurking. Should have been there for the last tap. That would have gone straight down his throat, but here it is again. No real advantage to that tap. Both rucks kind of getting hands to it. Spence was in there, and yeah, just a little bit of a kicking in danger moment there.
Shakes the head, spins around. I think he knew exactly. He was hoping there'd be a few too many bodies in the way for the umpire to see it.
Well, that's it. Sometimes it's the benefit of the doubt. Farquhar goes long, spills over the back of everyone, and it's just going to punched out of bounds again.
It's living on this side, and boundary umpire there, Anthony Bertoli, he's had about 3 or 4 in a row here, and he was happy when it was in front of the ladies' tents there. About 3 or 4 in a row. Put a bit of more venom into it, but
some feedback as well, you know.
He'll go again here. Slings it over his head.
Oh God, and just almost dropped short there. Spence, God, popped a bit of a whack after he got rid of it, but still able to have an effective disposal. Just on his toes here, Jonathan Giannini sends the kick over to Dodson. Been very solid in defence. Now Warner's there, just trying to get involved. Couldn't make the spoil though. Payneham looking for their next option. Slung down the line, looking for Campbell. Almost got it in front, just struggled to take it in the hand. Ball spilled out there. That's holding the ball, says the umpire, and of course it is.
Beautiful. Giannini of the Anthony variety. Picked off a bit more than he could chew.
Still is.
Finish that thought.
Right, it still is.
They were flirting with the boundary on that outer side. It's Kelly's Ricky. Pick it up, Ricky. Oh, that's tricky. Oh, that would have been a drag meatwork snag of the day, I dare say. And it would have been the first goal of this second half. Still looking for it. We've played 8 minutes now. Lachlan Johncock. That have been a goal of the week nomination too. Thanks to Born to Build. They move it out to this near side. At the back, Seagal. Oh, that's a Bianco nomination. Mark of the day, thanks to Bianco. Plays on. Catches the defender napping. Couldn't move off that mark. Oh, spilt by Lachlan Johncock. He goes back in for seconds.
Oh, not this again.
Pick it out of the mud if you can. Socket clear. Chalmers. Spence, tackle without it. Oh, Venning says, I'll take it. In fact, it was Dixon. Tarker just trying to touch it, did he? Umpires will consult. Sprint in. If he touched it, it would be a throw in, but umpire said nope.
Don't think so.
So free kick for last possession on the last line of defence. We've played almost 9 minutes and Payneham still with their half-time lead of 24 points. Mark not paid Mackenzie, it wasn't 15. This one will be though. Spence has it, 40 out from the defensive goal.
Those forwards can often be accused of being selfish, but I think what Brighton needs right now is a selfish forward. Someone willing to actually take the kick and put it through the middle, because time and time again we've seen them messing around a bit too much in front of goal. We need some main character energy down in the forward line.
Jackson Martin, speak of a bit of energy over the back. Send that into the bounce. Golden fist over the back. In dispute, coming through Wagner, picked it up. Jackson Martin, gee, he's got himself going in this third. That's an incisive kick. That's modern day footy. Anthony Giannini, bite off that 45. And that can't be Jed Spence.
Oh, I'd say it definitely is. Here's a man who can run both ends of the ground very well.
He's brought his own Sheridan in this second half, popping up absolutely everywhere, Spence.
Oh, nice pass too.
Moving it sweetly onto the chest of Tom Wagner. 22 goals in the season, 1 in the first quarter. We must be getting a bit thirsty in this encounter. He kicked 5 against Brighton in round 5, and he hasn't kicked a goal for a quarter and a half. Chance to do that now. The Payneham Junior, 110th game today. 13 senior games with the Red Legs. Just bites off the angle, improves it, and sends it all towards the car park.
Good looking kick off the boot.
Just keeps the Bombers alive, doesn't it?
Well, it does, but they've just got to have some attack here.
It's the half-time margin on the Sport to Enhance scoreboard. Payneham by 24 points, 10.5 gone.
By Murphy. Nice long kick, looking down the line. Oh, and just a few fumbles there. A little bit costly for the Bombers at the moment. Little pack forming here. I think the ball's going to spill out. Umpire's going to have to get involved. Stacks on at the corner of the square. Takes a while to just get everyone out of there. Umpire throws it straight up and says, let's get it going here. Bombers, they do want to get it going. Warner, he's in the area, got some help from Chalmers. Again, just no one able to pick it up and take some clean possession at the moment. Still going. Just so fumbly from both sides. Goes long again. There's another fumble. The Bombers make something of this. It's Tarker, sends it to the square, and they've finally got one. And believe it or not, it's just their second goal of the game. We're in 11.5 minutes into the third term. The Bombers, 2-7-19, trying their best to catch Payneham, 5-7-37. But when I say that goal was much needed, I think I'm even understating it.
Let off at one end, Payneham should have had that goal directly in front. 45 minutes of game time between Brighton's 2 goals. First one came to Ricky Lachlan Johncock, 24th minute mark of the opening term. Played a whole quarter in the second, ticked over 28 in that one. And now 11 gone in this third quarter. But it's the avenue. The door's been left open by Payneham. Inaccuracy for them as well. Could have put it beyond doubt. Brighton could have established a lead early. Neither team's done so. So soccer it inside 50 and see what the forwards can do. Jackson Martin, the Wayala product, he got it on and coming out to meet it. Viney couldn't get there. He goes back in, but the ball was already out of bounds. 40 around. Payneham looked to strike straight back. Swirling breeze has just died down slightly. Umpires decided crossed the line without being touched. So last possession going the way of the Bombers. Short. These kicks need to work. I guess the worst that could happen there was the behind could have been conceded.
Just a few scary kicks there.
Murphy looks on this outer side. Higgins.
Another one.
Kick just didn't have enough on it. Higgins goes after it. Picks it up. Handballs it. Probably should have taken it out because Payneham are everywhere. Handball. The ladies go wild. No prior. Shouldn't be a free kick. Got the handball. Lachlan Johncock hassles. Campbell coming through. Ricky's there again. Handball's more to the Galars than Chalmers, but Chalmers did well. Now it's going forward, but it's still on this near side. Should be a free kick going the way of Sheffield. Umpire blindsided, follows up by Lachlan Johncock again. Fourth possession in this chain of play. Higgins. Payneham with a 5-on-2. Numbers win out, and the captain, Matty Knight, finds Dodson. Mackenzie has to wait for it, just dribbles to him. Warner was late, he's defending two men out there. Dodson and Nye just stack the stats up. And now Shirley booms it on, the former Kangarilla man, and that's almost a one-handed effort, just dragged down late in the contest by Evans. Retarded Jackson Martin, ball back inside. This worked last time, they got themselves a set shot. Arriving late, Sheffield to cut it off, but Spence immediately tackled, just booted inside 50. The Payneham crowd say they do, they can get full reward!
Straight through. God, caught himself in the net after that too.
Peel himself out of the back of the net. The Payneham crowd were just yelling, get it inside, Fitz, kick it! For goodness sake, and they do, and out the back.
We do love the good old kick it from the crowd.
Waiting down, the half-time lead is re-established. A 6-7-43, 2-7-19, 24-point lead as Jed Spence, he's got his head off to the side, comes off for, I dare say, a very, very, very well-earned rest.
Speaking of the bench, I haven't actually seen Wellesby on the field for a while for the Brighton Bombers, so not sure what's going on there. Hope he's not injured or anything, but I've not actually seen his face on the field. Clearing kick from Dixon goes into that forward line that is missing Wellesby. Chalmers looked for the soccer kick, wasn't on. Chalmers gets to the front of the pack. Quite have it. Warner's involved as well. The kick comes out from Mackenzie. Such a level head there, able to just find Catalano straight away. And there's just that skill level that they have. Goal again back inside 50. Mackenzie just off his hands and ends up having to rush it through for the behind.
Yeah, Hawks have been a bit of an untucked bed in that D50, just very messy, but Brighton never allowed them to get away with it.
They have. Goal again. Got numbers out on that far side, so someone hasn't picked up their player at the moment for the Bombers. Kick goes nice and long. I think it might just dribble over the boundary. But they've gained some good distance here.
Farquhar, the ruckman, looking to get back on the ground, so we'll just see who takes the ruck contest. Looks like Dixon's pushed himself up to take this, opposed to Hodges.
Someone's got to take it. Sometimes have those awkward moments when you get to the contest and it might be a position change. Oh, who's taking it? Bit of that. Looks like Kelly's moved up forward. Does like to have a go up there. Is he going to get a go with it? No.
So I tell you what, had a handball over the top. Jackson Martin was just waiting to run to the open goal. Again, just keeping Brighton in this. And we've seen on a few occasions, you would have covered a few of their games, I have too. They're very capable of playing one top of the table quarter, the Bombers. They just need to feel like they're in the game.
Yeah, and it's been that consistency all year, and we'll talk about it time and time again. Clever little handball from Dixon. O'Loughlin Johncock just dances around. He's under chase. It's the handball. There he goes again, O'Loughlin Johncock. Ball comes in. That is a delicious kick from O'Loughlin Johncock. So involved there. All up on this wing. It's straight into Will Rivers.
He had to pick that space out. If it went to where Rivers was standing, enough time for the defender to close in on Rivers, but I was sitting back just licking my lips. That was absolutely incisive from O'Loughlin Johncock. And Will Rivers, leading goal scorer for the Bombers, don't give him an invitation to get a bit of a sniff, because this could bring him into the game and Brighton.
Well, yet to hit the scoreboard today, Will Rivers had the perfect delivery from O'Loughlin Johncock. Can he finish it off? Looks like he can. We'll just check the umpire. He says he definitely has. So Will Rivers, off some great footwork and a beautiful kick delivery from O'Loughlin Johncock, gets his first of the game. Can this get something started for the Bombers? 3-8-28. They're still chasing Payneham at 6-8-44.
71st game for the Bombers today. Had tons of experience. Played a bit of footy for Waratah up in the territory, so he won't run out of juice. Playing up there saps the energy right out of you, I can tell you that. And a season for the Crows in the Sandful. And played a couple of years at Padthaway, a beautiful part of South Australia. But now he's here, 23rd game of the goal of the season for Will Rivers. And the next goal here, as we tick close to time on, it could bring the Bombers back to within 2 goals. Punched out. Oh, it's as much as a kick. We're going to need a sponsor for that one. Let's make it the Jack Moore punch of the day. No one's got it, so they're flirting with the boundary and finally taken down a tough but fair tackle.
We'll just make it clear that punch of the day is punch of the ball, not of another person.
Indeed. That would be a Beck Northcott award.
It's an award for another time.
Just joking, of course. Pushed off Murphy. The last one, the ball flew with the boundary line. Umpire had to sprint in to ball it up, and they got it back. Higgins in coming out, unmarked.
Here he is.
Tricky Ricky. Who let him off the leash inside 50?
Like you said, he just came out of nowhere all on his own, just, hello.
Brighton have been just banging at that door as well, threatening if they can just get their accuracy right. This one's directly in front from Ricky. This will change the 3/4 time team talk for the Hawks. Oh. Speaking of letting them off the hook, I mean, it's been both ways. Brighton have let Payneham off the hook more times than the opposite. Sportalhan scoreboard 3-9, the Bombers within touching distance, but they just can't get closer than 3 goals. Coming out of half back as the Hawks look to move it up. They've got a 17-point lead. Time on, 3rd quarter.
Down the line, been enjoying that far wing. Here they go, nice clean possession, looking for Spence. A bit of a foot race. Just lobs it out in front. Got Hodges lurking. Fans wanted it in the back. Umpire said play on. Spence is on the chase now. Coming through the centre. Got wrapped up, I think that was none. Got options in the middle, coming through to Nye.
Bombers have 2 loose backs. The goal's the one closest to goal.
Nye just goes round the mark, and here he is, Jed Spence. Now, he's just a dangerous operator. He comes forward, he goes into the centre, he can pop up in the back lines. The man's everywhere, and he can kick a goal as well.
Brett Backwell talked pre-game to us how Brighton have pretty much got to be perfect today. That O'Loughlin Johncock set shot directly in front, 40 out, would have brought it back to a 2-goal game. This will push it back to what it was at half-time for all Brighton's hard work.
Yeah, so Jed Spence just put a little bit of a nail in the coffin here, but that inaccuracy
there some kind of force field around the middle of the goal face here at Payneham Oval?
There's something going on with
And accuracy at Payneham Oval is something astonishing. So still time for a goal for either team. Brighton let off the hook. They let Payneham off the hook moments ago.
Oh no.
Murphy bit off a 45-degree, and Tarker's the kind of player that can make any crap kick look good. And that's a lovely mark. Back with the flight. Catalano pirouette in midair. Took it in front of Dixon. Again, Paynham's a bit messy bringing it out.
There they go again.
Can't clean it up because the Brighton always paid the mark, the umpire. Controversial. Didn't think it was. Had the first hands, but it looked like the Brighton player got there to contest the second. So a bit of a sigh of relief coming out of half back for the coach, Jeremy Cheney. 23 gone. We'll have a look at those other games at three-quarter time and see if we can get some scores for you. Nye has to wait and wait. Eventually it got there.
Yeah, I did think that Ricky was in the wrong spot there, just in a bit of a protected area.
It was like waiting for an Uber outside the casino on a Saturday night. It'll wait a long time, but eventually it comes. Again, a dropped mark in their back half. Can he get away with it, Dodson? That kick's going to be short because of the pressure. If they get away here, they've got a couple of options on the cusp of 50, and they do. Catalano wants it short. He ignores and goes over his head where Brighton have got two men back. That was not smart footy.
Great mark.
Catalano, arms wide open on the edge of 50, unmarked, and they went straight over his head, turned it over, and here come the Bombers.
Higgins, nice kick to Tarker. Tarker wheels around, got something on in the middle. That's just centimetre perfect to Perry.
Out the back.
Perry goes over the top. Another kick that's just absolutely bang on to Chalmers. Chalmers just thinks about it. Sends it up. He's got little Ricky there. Straight in the basket. Now, I mean, I'd say this is gettable, but there's been a lot of gettable kicks for Brighton today that just haven't been got.
Knowing the glistening talent of Ricky, he probably kicks this one after missing the one directly in front.
Yeah, and he doesn't take his time, gets it straight on the boot, a lock and jog puck, and he bangs it straight into the right-hand goal post.
Do any of these teams want to win this game?
It's giving no.
Strong no vibes. Sport on hand scoreboard?
3 goals, 10. Like that, honestly, if I was a Brighton player, that gives me nightmares. 3 goals, 10, 28, Payneham 6-9, 45.
Brett Backwell was always a cool-looking customer with that hair beautifully done, but I think even he inside would be absolutely fuming. He might be laughing at this point, actually, after that first quarter of missed chances.
If they don't laugh, they cry, they do so.
And you're right, great observation by you, Beck. Wellesby hasn't appeared at all this quarter, so I dare say it could be some sort of injury concern.
Good to see him back on. I think they could use a nice, strong, tall target at the moment, but it looks like they're going to be without him.
Lang's coming back on shortly for Brett Backwell. He's got a beanie on down there, so...
I haven't seen him in the beanie before.
It's a new look.
A bit of style there, Payneham. Long down the line, they've been trying this kick all day. Get some metres gained. Looks like we might be heading towards the end of the quarter here. There it is. You can hear the timer go off just down from us. So the score remains 6-9-45 for Payneham to Brighton 3-10-78. So we're looking at 15 scoring shots here to 13, but the margin is wildly different. We're looking at what here? I'm doing the math here.
17-point gap.
17 points, sorry, I'm just, I'm lagging here. But you think of, like I said, 15 to 13, we should be within a couple of points of each other, but just right in here, that kicking is keeping them out of the game.
It's a case of, sometimes you hear it a lot, about large margin games, one team on top, but whoever wants this, it's right there for the taking. It really is. It was 24 at half time, Payneham by 2 at quarter time. Brighton improved, had a couple of chances to get within single digits, couldn't take it. Payneham could have also kicked a couple of goals they didn't take in that third quarter.
At the start of the quarter, it was a
incredible.
mess.
Taka Rivers added a couple and they just closed that margin back to 17. So on Filming Footy Saturday afternoon, we'll just have a look at the other games at three-quarter time and bring you some scores after we come back. But thanks to Jag Meatworks' snag of the day, Archie's best on ground, Sportle and Hahn. It is three-quarter time from Payneham Oval. Fourth quarter coming up and the Hawks lead by 17. Back soon. Three-quarter time at Payneham Oval, Adelaide Footy League on Filming Footy, thanks to Archie's Sports Interactive, Dartfish, give them all a Google. Fantastic providers of content. And our scoreboard enjoyer Hahn, ultra low carb after the game, and Sportle for all your scoreboard needs. Update on Tom Wellesby, Beck.
Well, we just saw him coming off the field, very much not in his footy playing clothes, and looked like maybe some kind of leg issue, so I don't think we're going to be seeing him again. And I think they have missed that really tall target down there in their forward line, so someone's got to step up here. Is it going to be Rivers? Is it going to be Taka? Where's it going to come from?
Three-quarter time score from that Gullies and Spock, bottom of the table. It's a blockbuster down there. Gullies are in front at 3/4 time. If they win that and Brighton can't win here, then they're off 8th. So in the relegation zone by 1.5 wins. It's going to make it very hard indeed. But as we spoke about, end of the third quarter, it's only 17 points and they're right in this game up to their eyeballs. And around the ground just quickly as well, Golden Grove leading Port District. So if Payneham win, they could find themselves in 3rd spot tonight.
It's all happening. It's like the AFL ladder. You drop one game, you win one game. You can go up 5 spots, down 5 spots. You can be absolutely anywhere. You can see a little bit of a wrestle on the wing here. Ball keeps spilling out. Handball comes out from Perry for the Bombers. Wrapped up in the tackle is Wagner.
Unsurprisingly, Glenunga are in control against Prince Alfred up by 5 or 6 goals.
They honestly just look unstoppable at the moment. It is a little bit scary.
We're going to watch a fantastic interview. Our own Tony Neal, a full-length interview with coach Nathan Grimer on the Adelaide Footy League Facebook page. Just talk through their development. They've come all the way from the bottom of the divs through the years and now look like they are flag favourites in Div 1 this season. Undefeated through 14 games.
Absolute powerhouses. Dixon gets a hand into Bennett. Bennett, I said I wanted someone to be selfish, go for goals. Look, he's at least tried for it. I don't mind it. He's come away with a behind there. But yeah, as I said, last quarter, someone's got to step up and be the key forward. There's no Wellesby for the rest of this game. Someone's got to get up there, make a move, kick some goals.
So that breeze, you can just tell, is just coming towards us slightly because they're missing to the right on the right edge of screen. And just drifting over to the left on that left-hand side. So the breeze is minor, but it's having an impact on those shots. Payneham bring it out. Sportle. Hahn 0 carb scoreboard. 45-29. It's the behind column that's worrying. Nice kick for Spence. 9 behinds for Payneham, 11 for the Bombers. Spence has to get down and take it on his knees, but it just fell in front. And now it's going to be the umpire's Bo Hodges wishing it travelled an extra 10 centimetres. Picks it up, picks himself up. Another bang forward, just get it forward at all costs. Brett Backwell's instruction clearly. Bombers on the tarmac, inside 50 dropped. Can Brighton make him pay this time? They haven't yet, but that one's going to go all the way down. It's falling short, back with the mark. Picked up, snap it. We got a game! We got a big game now. Brighton finally get the tonic.
Boy, oh boy.
And they're shifting nervously on their seats here at Payneham. Bombers have refuelled at that 3/4 time break and they're coming home hard. 4-11-35, 6-9-45. Back to a 10-point game back on the Sportle and Hahn 0 carb scoreboard.
Yeah, you just get the feeling here. Brighton can back this up, get 2 goals in a row, which is something they've been really unable to do, but it could give them a real lift here. So this next set of bounce, these next few passages of play are going to mean a lot in terms of how this game plays out. So Kelly gets good tap out the back, little kick, comes out towards the wing, now the handball, good little handball there from Haynes. Coming out the back now to Giannini. That's Jonathan Giannini. Sends it long. Goes straight into the hands of the Brighton defence. Now it's just Higgins. Higgins gives the hands. Oh, and the ball just ends up getting dropped. A little bit awkward there from Ty Murphy. And those calls for kick it on the balcony, they probably are a bit warranted. Rahui now just launches it in nice and long from the back. Segal was trying to enact the spoil. Now the hands there, Costanzi. And he goes absolutely bang, Costanzi. And the celebration too, just puts it through the middle, and that is what they needed, the immediate response.
I tell you what, sign of an elite team just to answer straight back as Brighton just opened the door slightly, but Kristanzik said, you know what, we're destined for that 3rd spot. We want that 3rd spot on the Div 1 table, and just one inside 50. It was Segal flew, missed it completely, and Kristanzik put the Jets on. Snap for his 2nd goal of the day, one in the 19th minute mark of the 1st quarter. Just to push it back out. And Payneham can sit back a little bit more comfortably now. They're a top team, Payneham, just a bit inconsistent.
But put that one in the running for goal of the day, snag of the day, sorry. That was a really nice one, and I like the celebration as well. There was no players around him at the moment, so he just had a little bit of moment there to himself.
He put it up high, didn't he? Just let the breeze take it and pushed it nicely through. Tarker's on ball now. That's a sign from Brett Backwell that he wants to win this game in the next, or get back in this game in the next 10 minutes. Just pushing all your best magnets on ball. Chris Danzig, picking himself up a kilo of gourmet sausages thanks to Jag Meatworks at Arndale. Get yourself down to Jag Meatworks and sensational snags. Blocking the ruck contest. So Brighton, 52 out, might be a little bit beyond Jed Farquhar. So he handballs off, and this one's going to fall about 10 metres short. Fly at it. Oh, lovely. Mackenzie, they brought him to the club to stand up in important moments. Intercepts Mark 10 metres out from goal. There's one of them. They've got a 16-point lead. Payneham, 6 minutes gone, final quarter.
Yeah, I think Mackenzie's had a really solid game, I think, all round sort of four-quarter effort, just always been involved, and I really I think it brings a settling atmosphere back there into the defence. We've seen them fumble a few times in defence, but he seemed to just be there, just brings some calm there, and they managed to get it out in the end. So here come Payneham, travelling through the centre. That was a nice mark taken by Christensen, handed it off to Spence. Spence, he was smothered, just got a little bit close to the man on the mark, probably a bit unhappy with himself there. Kelly goes down in the contest. We're back in the Brighton 50. O'Loughlin Johncock just taps it over the back, still involved. Someone's got to get to the front of the pack for the Bombers. Get your boot on it. O'Loughlin Johncock getting all the attention. The soccer comes out. O'Loughlin Johncock puts on the tackle. Some fans wanted it in the back, but I think that was just a good old-fashioned wrap-up.
Rolled him, no prior. Ball pinned. When it's pinned, you haven't got to make an attempt, only when you can get your hands free. So, well umpired.
Alright, good work there, punch there, came through from Dixon for the Bombers, is still deep in the 50, there goes Dixon again, Wagner gets the hands out the back, doing well to just settle the team. Hodges, Seagal! Seagal's just came out of the sky from nowhere and sends the kick in, bang!
It's cream of the crop, grand final worthy footy,
My goodness!
albeit for a short 15-second block.
Oh, handball goes off to Perry. And Perry put it through the middle. Looked like it was dropping short, but it has dropped close to line. Curtis Perry, off the back of some aerial activity from Jarman Seagal. And the Bombers, they're coming in hot again.
Tell you what, you need a hard hat for that footy coming in from Bianco. Get down to Bianco. That's a mark of the... In fact, forget mark of the day, mark of the week contender on this near side. He missed one about 4 minutes ago, which led to a Payneham goal, and he wasn't going to miss that. Grasped it. And well called, Beck. You were on your game there. The handball off, and Curtis Perry, 265 games at Langhorne Creek, and 29 league games for South Adelaide, playing his 9th of the season for the Bombers today. A gun recruit, a boom recruit. They would have hoped he would have led them to a finals charge. Still time for that for the Bombers, and still time in this game. Free kick going their way, picking himself out of the slot.
Literally.
You can say you've had a pretty contested game if you come off looking like that.
Oh.
A little bit of mud on the side of the boot, it works. The big man Farquhar had to get a long way down. Murphy, pirouette. No one's coming out, taking off it. It wasn't a trip, it was a bump, so umpire called play on, well called. Higgins slipping over at the crucial time. Tarker, he probably wasn't going to influence the contest anyway. Uncontested mark, Payneham repel.
Like Dodson, been solid back there all day. Here comes the run now from Payneham. Hodges going up, he takes it. Wheels around, kick goes all to get wide. There's Seagal. Didn't have to get up in the air for that one. Got to work hard now though. The Bombers, here comes the pressure. Murphy get it back to Seagal. Seagal just wants to get everyone out of trouble here. Kick almost drops into the hands of Perry, but repelled now. Payneham. Looking inside, that kick's much lower, much stronger, and it's straight to Matty Knight.
I tell you what, Grant Catalano, whoever was kicking that ball inside 50, he owes Grant a beer because he was in space from about 40 metres all by himself and they turned it over. Brighton got it out with the super boot, Rivers, but it comes back into the captain and 10-point game, 10 minutes gone, just to put the breathing space on. Definition of what would be a captain's goal from Knight if he kicks it.
We saw the immediate response to Brighton's goal last time. They do it again. Knight kicks it nice and high. He's going to drop to the left-hand side, but the ball's still in play. Pressure's coming. Gets on the blue, Kristanzik. They've got to rush it here, the Bombers. I think they've managed to get it across in the end.
They got a couple of behinds to play with up by that single behind. So they can afford to rush without it becoming more than a 2-goal gap. So smart play in the end. Sport to enhance scoreboard, Beck.
We have got 5-11 at 41 to Payneham at 7-10 at 52. Right, back in the pack now. Throws it back to the umpire. Always good to throw the ball back to the umpire, I reckon. Just a nice, respectful thing to do. Handball comes out. Well done there by Lang. They're going to go through the middle this time, the Bombers. Got a one-on-one. Going to drop short of O'Loughlin Johncock. But the tackle pressure on Dodson. Play on, says the umpire. Now the run-off with Bauer. Bauer gets the kick across. Nice and precise. Playing in front there was Loy. Did well for the Bombers. A couple of bounces through the centre now. We've got Tarker out on the wing. Drop short of him. Got space and time to deal with. The Bombers, they've got to get it in and goal here. It's not going to happen like that. And that's a free kick against the forward there. I think that was against Rivers. Just came through a bit late maybe.
Just arrived late, took the arms out. Payneham had one back, so he had to kick it 10 metres forward of where that loose man, he was Warner's man. Warner had pushed up on the contest and was drifting back, and that man is available for a short kick, Giannini, across the face of goal. They don't go there. Jackson Martin, not tall enough, got to go an extra inch or two, son. Ground level wrapped up, is it? Oh, umpire lets them play, get it out. I love that kind of umpiring. Let the players get it out. Let them win the game themselves. Low stoppage. Giannini, Anthony variety. Wing, no one wants it. Hands up, it touched everybody. Going in for the bump. Dixon off the ground, the target.
Oh dear,
It was Higgins. He's got to chase and chase. Will it sit? It does. Oh, he's a lucky man. Blake Higgins, handball back. Breathe out, exhale, and go again. From behind, but he goes up, protects the opponent. That was a beautiful marking effort. Didn't mark it, but didn't let the opponent get back into it. Loy, Bianco mark of the day nominee. Massive pressure.
Rivers just got stuck behind there again. You can see he's a bit frustrated with that too.
And Brad McKenzie, we said it in the first quarter, 80 games at VFL level and 81 games at SANFL level. The coolest of all heads.
Might be in danger of some Archies today, the way he's moving, especially just stopping this attack. You know, Brighton are clearly desperate to attack, get it forward, and he's just been the cool customer down there saying, no, you won't. And that is a great spoil from Chalmers.
Bang!
Yeah, that is a bang. That would get a run on bounce.
That's a Golden Fist nomination. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Maybe we should start in Adelaide Footy League Golden Fist and see.
Might be copyright, possibly. But,
yeah. Well, maybe, I don't know, the Iron Fist or something. I don't know. We'll go with something else.
Controversial name. That might also be a little bit on the nose. Who can get the clearance out of this? Just punch forward. Anthony Giannini goes down over it and he took one arm in the tackle and brought him to ground. That's textbook tackling.
It is. Trap the ball in there. Can't go anywhere.
Higgins had nowhere to go. Archie Stongs, tell you what, if Brighton win, Ricky's got his name all over them. He might still at this point. Can he get involved? Lane going forward. Tackle, got out of it, got to his knees, got back up, proposed, and then he sent a kick inside.
Ooh.
Shaping after it, he bumped his head. Didn't have it taken off. Umpire said, oh, where did he kick that from? Bounce needed! Wrong side of the posts. That would have brought it back to single digits. Whenever it's inside any team's forward 50, you just think a goal's coming, don't you?
Yeah.
Sportalhan scoreboard, 10-point game, 15 minutes gone. Brighton are going to need a goal in the next 3 or 4 minutes.
It's on the edge of my seat here, just stressing me out. I'm not even on the field, but you just feel like every possession just so meaningful. Every kick, every little spoil, little smother. You can see Payneham just trying to slow it down here, but only 15 minutes gone. Might be a bit early for that. The ball spills out the back of the pack. Runs all with Payneham, but that is a great defensive mark. Taken there by Lloyd.
Another goal-saving mark. We've seen one from Mackenzie at one end,
Very
Lloyd
nice.
at the other, so it's all even there.
It sure is. It's Murphy. He's got to go straight away to Warner. And I like the way he held the ball out in front there, just away from his defender.
Cushioned it.
It's difficult to do because you've got to take it out with the fingertips, but worked. Here goes Warner again through the middle. A little bit of a hospital handball. Might get away with it.
Oh, we've seen some excellent tackles.
Ah,
Isn't it great, trickling down to this level of football, that dangerous tackle focus, just seeing players adjust and tackle still hard, but really responsibly. It's great to see.
it sure is. Absolute lob from Dixon. Now Chalmers. Kick needed to maybe be a little bit lower for Tarka. Tarka might get done there for hanging on. Gets away with it. Just played it well. Plenty of numbers here, the Bombers. Higgins.
That was great umpiring there because the tackle started when the player had the footy, so well called.
Just the momentum there. You can't stop yourself when you're already falling. Now kick comes out from Perry. He's kicked the most recent Bombers goal. The Bombers are going forward. The kick came out. Cheeseman Dutton. Haven't called his name much today. Had a chance to put himself on the scoreboard, but
And he's been
not
solid behind the
today.
footy, hasn't he? But
Yeah.
not much of a ball winner. He does his job.
But it's another behind, the 13th of the game, dare I say it.
We called that first quarter and even the second, third. There's been at least 3 chances directly in front that Brighton should have converted, and well, that's the gap on the scoreboard right now.
Oh, they should definitely be in front. There's no doubt about that. No bad kicking. It's bad footy. And they've got numbers back here. Murphy's going to have to do the work. Oh, he's going to get absolutely outrun. Murphy. He's been taken inside out. And that goal has gone straight through for Rahui. Thank you, Jack. And just... he's absolutely fooled them all. We thought, that's just a gimme to Murphy. He's going to take it. He's been pretty solid back there, but Rahui said, absolutely none of that. I'm just going to take this away from you. Bang, put it through.
Ratatouille, Rahui, just put the jets on.
He did.
And he says, you know what? We want to get into third position, and we deserve to be there. And for all the inconsistency, when the chances have come, the golden chances, Payneham have taken theirs, Brighton haven't. Do or die now for the Bombers. That might be the backbreaker, but there's still time. 18 and a half, not quite the time on yet. Another goal for the Union would put this one to bed. Need an inside 50 first. Rahui, geez, finishing off sprightly. Oh! He went up and touched the sky and brought down the snow. What about that? Now that's a Bianco. If that doesn't win the Bianco mark of the week, I'm not sure what will. Put that one down in your notebook, Beck.
Oh, I'm going to write that down. I send that to Hugo's stats.
Sensational from Seagal. He's capable of that. In dispute, middle of the ground, comes up. Oh, it comes out to Payneham. This is it, the last run. Warner, he hasn't given up yet. Tough tackle, and that's well rewarded. Warner wasn't letting him go. It was going to be a certain goal over the back. Another mark of the week contender. BJM. Jackson Martin, that's marvellous. And the kick is just as good. Payneham looking to put it beyond doubt. 19 and a half gone. Door is still slightly ajar, but Payneham can slam it shut. It's all Brighton out the back. Almost tackled, but he just spun himself away, Lloyd. Smothered out. Wrong end of the ground for the Bombers. 20 minutes, time on. Payneham by 15 points. This one is just ticking away from Brighton.
I I think it's another case of just rush it there. No, it's small margins here at the moment, but you just got to rush that. Comes back in, got Spence lurking out the back. There comes a quick kick. Hodges is around it, also around it. Giannini, Jonathan Giannini sends it long and high. Bang.
We have seen some excellent marks today.
That was beautiful. That one was from Evans. Did really well there, got in the right spot.
All 1-on-1 ahead of the Footy, but Brighton have got no option now, they've just got to go.
Yeah, you see, they just got to run hard here. And the one who's running hard here, Payneham, Rahui, goes for it again. He's gone a bit too far out of bounds here from Rahui. He's feeling dangerous every time he gets it at the moment.
He's got a licence to shoot. Calling him 007, but that would have put the game beyond doubt.
Yeah.
Would have been a Payneham win.
It's ticking towards there now, 21 minutes, Jack.
Blood rule called, so quarters have gone 26, 28 and 27 of real time. Blood rule here, clock will stop. So Brighton still have 5 or 6 minutes to kick themselves back, need 3 goals. So it's got to be perfection from the Bombers. And one look at the behind column will tell you that they're not capable of that today.
They're not, and it's got to be 3 in a row with no response, and they haven't been able to do that all day either. Right, it's got to be 3 goals, no response, and in no sort of time. It's going to be bang, bang, bang.
Let's take a look quickly. Golden Grove are still in front of Port. So if this result holds, Payneham will go third.
Big result. Good punch there by Dodson. Got to start playing some desperate footy here, the Bombers. Payneham says, I don't think so. Coming out the back to Giannini. Still got options. Oh, McKenzie, he's just taking the absolute P155 at the moment. He's playing a different game.
Having himself a quarter, isn't he?
He is. And he's just absolutely shutting down any chances of this Bombers comeback. Enjoying it, he's stamping his authority as Hodges comes in for the ruck. Rahui getting involved again. Giannini, this time Anthony. A few punches coming through, he's got to hit it over. And they're just going full on attacking at the moment, Brighton. I don't mind it, just fully going for it. I mean, I did say they needed to do that. Everyone misses that one, so the Bombers trying to keep it in.
Bad news for the Bombers. Well, not sure if it's bad news because Gullies trail Spock by a point. Set shot directly in front. If Spock win that game, Bombers will be bottom of the barrel tonight.
Very nice. Oh, and the tap there just went a little bit wayward of the contest. So have the ball up. A few players helping each other up, so friendly. Good to see. Umpire throws it up. Hodges gets it down to none, but ends up coming out through Higgins. Quick little soccer there from Dixon. Tackle's wrapped up. It's just getting a little bit more heated in the middle.
Might be beyond the Bombers. I was at Port District earlier this season. They were down by 12 points at this similar time. Kicked 2 goals in a minute. It's that extra goal they need. It might just be too much.
Very much so.
60 out now. Just got to go and hope everything comes off. Perry. Flicks into fast forward. Tarka comes up. The handball just worked to a Lachlan Johncock. And that's going to be a mark.
There it is.
Go back, take no time, kick the goal, and we might still have a game on our hands. 24 gone. Rivers has it.
It's all on Rivers now. If he can get this, I reckon, he can start something. It's going to have to get started very quickly, but...
We have had 4 goals this quarter and a blood rule, so plenty of times come off the clock. Rivers from directly in front. It's going to go all the way, but it's going to drop just short. Still dangerous. Should have been a mark. Brighton need a quick handball and snap out of this ruck contest to be any chance. 25 gone. Umpire throws it up, wastes no time. Farquhar, Lachlan Johncock follows up, wants the free kick, but no prior there. Payneham just trying to hold the fort, lock it down. Most of their numbers inside, back 50. Ground level, Spencer's in the bottom of that pack. Jeez, in the votes for mine as well, Beck.
Oh, definitely. Just backing up his performance from last week.
Smart umpiring, he blew time off there, so a few seconds is back on the clock. Farquhar, Lachlan Johncock, snap it! All right, door not closed. The Bombers are just getting a little bit more fuel in the tank, but they might be running out of tarmac. 8-10 Payneham, 6-13 the Bombers. 9-point game, 25.5 is their time.
Well, I think they can get a quick one out of the centre here, maybe, but they're going to have to put on the absolute jets. Right, this is going to have to be tap down, kick in, goal. We don't have time to mess around with it, which we've seen them do, unfortunately, during this game. It's going to have to absolutely turn it on here, but in turn, we've seen our Payneham have really responded every time Brighton's kicked a goal in this last turn.
They've not only got to keep Payneham goalless, but probably keep them possessionless in the last bit of this game.
Yes.
And it just went the wrong way for them. Payneham will be pretty confident. Fans are looking pretty assured. We've seen quarters go beyond 30 in the Adelaide Footy League this season, and that is going to go Paynham's way, is it? Just what the Bombers didn't need, and that might be all they need. I dare say both teams probably don't deserve to win today, but it's been Payneham who have just taken those chances at the crucial moments. Oh! And that'll put a full stop on it, because not only will it take 30 seconds off the clock, but Brandon Jackson-Martin will perhaps push his name up into votes as well if he kicks here.
That's a kick for me. It's a big old barrel type operation. Jackson-Martin got under it.
Jackson-Martin, proud Indigenous man from the Whyalla area, and played some footy at Central Augusta and a season for North in the under-18. It turned out there wasn't time after all. Bombers sink to the bottom of the table. And Jackson-Martin sends them home happy. Payneham will be third tonight, and they're charging up to secure that third spot. An inaccurate display, but the win's all that counts. Scoreboard will show a 15-point win, but Beck, it wasn't that easy.
No, it wasn't, and Brighton was sort of. It didn't feel like they were ever going to take over and win it, but they just wouldn't go away. They sort of just kept pushing, kept going. They didn't want to, let Payneham get away with it, but in the end, they're just too good at home.
We mentioned pre-game the Bombers have lost by 9, 10, 16, 18, 18 and 20. Well, another margin of less